It's time. It's time to talk Scar. No, not yet. Not yet. We need to talk about another Avenger that hasn't been really getting a lot of recognition, and that Avenger is Hawkeye. Now you know that people are characters. The people. This is my movie. Let's talk about Hawkeye, aka or Jeremy Renner, aka Hawkeye. Now, Jeremy Renner, I really feel bad for this guy because this guy never seems to get a break, especially right now. He's been pushed aside really in the Avengers team, and I think he has potential. I'm not saying I really like that character, Hawkeye, but Jeremy Renner is a very good actor. And that's what we're going to talk about. The spotlight is on Jeremy Renner, aka Hawkeye from the Avengers. We've already talked about Chris Hemsworth, Robert Downey Jr., and so on, or Mark Ruffalo. But I think it's time to talk about Jeremy. Jeremy is just, you know what? The movie that comes to mind, are actually two movies that come to mind. It has to be American Hustle, and it has to be The Town. It has to be The Town. I thought those two were his strongest performance, and of course he has these other movies. And I remember him in SWAT. Can you believe he was in SWAT? But Jeremy Renner, you know what? He is a talented actor. I thought he fit that role. I really liked the guy in American Hustle. He was a very not sympathetic. He was doing a crime, but didn't mean he was a bad person. Better Call Saul. But yes, Jeremy Renner in American Hustle was I thought he did a fantastic job. I thought he was a great supporting actor in that film because I really did like that character. I really did like his personality and how he was. So American Hustle comes to mind in one of the movies I really enjoyed. Of course, American Hustle is like one of my favorite movies as well. But The Town was really great as well. Him and Ben Affleck had great chemistry, and Jeremy Renner, he was that cowboy dude. He was the rebel. He definitely had that, edge on his shoulder, that chip on his shoulder. And, I really enjoyed him in that film as well. And then, you have your... You have your other films, Hansel and Gretel. Now, Hansel and Gretel, a lot of critics shitted on it. A lot of people shitted on it and said it was a stupid movie. It is. It's a very stupid movie. But you know what? It was whatever. It was okay. It was kind of a fun watch, honestly. Some parts were really boring, and some parts were actually, kind of fun to watch. Like Van Helsing. Everybody hates Van Helsing. But when I watched it the first time, it's like, that wasn't too bad of a film. I had fun with Hansel and Gretel. Jeremy Renner, he kind of just took the paycheck, but it's good to see that he goes in those type of films as well, where it's gonna be shit, but it's actually a funny kind of shit. It's like shit being flung, kind of funny when a monkey hits something. It's funny. And then also you have Hawkeye from the Avengers. Like I said, this character has potential to be great. I think Jeremy Renner really got the bad end of it. He doesn't have a cool costume. Avengers Age of Ultron, it looks like he still doesn't have a cool costume. The way they use him in the film and in Thor, that little cameo, I just feel like he's not used properly. He would definitely fit into that Daredevil Netflix world, or he needs to be grittier. He needs to be a little bit darker. I think not too dark, but a little bit grittier, like a bad cop. Honestly, I don't know too much of Hawkeye's character. Seems like he's kind of. I've seen variations in movie wise, like animated movie wise, comic book wise. He's kind of a smart ass. Old Man Logan. I think that's my best vision of who Hawkeye should be, is an Old Man Logan. Where he's kind of a smart ass, but he definitely knows his shit. He definitely knows. The dude was blind and he was still hitting people. Now, the way they use him in the Avengers, I think it's also direction wise. I think it just doesn't look great when he's shooting his arrows. And this is not just pitting on Jeremy Renner. They just haven't. And Jeremy Renner has stated that this is not the Hawkeye he signed up for. So I think he did get the bad end of the stick there. Hopefully in Age of Ultron he does recover. He's going to be in Civil War. It's going to be great in Civil War. Maybe I need Jeremy Renner to put more. I need them to give Jeremy Renner a little bit more better of a character than what we got in the Avengers, and maybe in Avengers Ultron, we'll see. Hopefully they step it up with this character. But Jeremy Renner has been, he's stuck with it. He's kept going with it. As you know, he is an actor, but he's also a musician. Another actor who wants to become a musician. I know, but good for Jeremy. I mean, Jeremy wants to, if he wants to, venture out to different types of things, then why not? He does guitar, songwriting. He did actually a couple of tracks on The Assassin of Jesse James, the one with Brad Pitt. So that's great, And then we also have these other movies. I haven't really seen these other movies. Dahmer sounds familiar. I think I maybe seen that a while back ago. Dahmer was in 2002. We also have 28 Weeks Later. Now, 28 Weeks Later is the sequel to 28 Days Later, and I absolutely want to watch that movie. That's like Mr. Sunday. I want to watch. That's what I'm going to read. 28 Days Later was a great film, and 28 Weeks Later, I want to see that film. I've heard, I heard it's actually not too bad of a film. I seen him in a preview, and I know he's in it. But that makes me interesting even more because he's in it. But it looks like he's not in it too long. But I definitely want to see that film. I'll definitely check it out and I'll review that. Then we also have him in The Hurt Locker. That's right. How can I forget about The Hurt Locker? That is his best performance. But honestly, I think I enjoyed him more in American Hustle and The Town. But Hurt Locker was a great film. I actually really enjoyed that film. It was something kind of new, something. Jeremy Renner was really great. He was like a cowboy once again, but definitely had some. He had some cojones to do what he did in that film. Now, The Hurt Locker is that Afghanistan type film where he's pretty much. Checking on bombs. He's making sure the bombs don't go off. He's putting himself in harm's way. He's pretty much deactivating the bombs that are set. So Jeremy Renner in that film, I thought that was a great film. Just a great film, great performance by him as well. So another great film. I can't believe I forgot that one. That is one of the best films in Jeremy Renner's list. It's kind of funny too. I think that was maybe the first time where I kind of really saw what Renner had, and Renner, because I didn't remember him in SWAT. I remember him now in SWAT a little bit. He's a crazy guy. But in The Hurt Locker, he really led that film. And then you also have The Bourne Legacy, which I haven't seen. I've seen a little bit of the Bourne franchise. The Bourne Legacy. A lot of people, said it was okay. It was fine. It was a nice addition to the Bourne franchise. They say that now Matt Damon's coming back, going to be Bourne again. So Jeremy Renner is out. I don't think they have him signed on for him to really cross over. It's a different, he's in the same universe, but it's a different movie. They try to let Jeremy Renner run that franchise. They try to let Jeremy Renner run a lot of franchise. Another great movie he was in was Mission Impossible Protocol. Now, another franchise that they were going to hand it to Jeremy Renner, everybody knows this, but Tom Cruise, stepped in again, and it seems like Tom Cruise is not going anywhere, especially the new trailer that came out for Mission Impossible. But Jeremy Renner was a great supporting actor in Mission Impossible Protocol. I really enjoyed him in there, too. Jeremy Renner isn't so much a leading man, but he definitely is a great supporting actor, and I see him in films that he could definitely, I think he could have a chance of winning an Oscar if he gets the material and he gets to work with somebody that he could bounce off. So, because I think he's really good. I really do think he has potential to be really, really phenomenal, but the roles that he picks, it depends on the roles he picks. It depends on the actor he's working with. Leading man, I don't know. I mean, Hurt Locker, it shows it, but I think he's more best for a supporting role. And he really is good in that supporting status. But Hurt Locker, you can make an argument for him to be a leading man, but I think he's great as a supporting actor as well. We also have Kill the Messenger. Haven't really seen that film. Hansel and Gretel was not, like I said, it was a fun little thing. And then I haven't seen some of these other, I guess he was an assassin Assassination of Jesse James. I can't remember him in that film as well. But Age of Ultron, I do look forward for him to be in there. Hopefully they could make that character a little bit stronger, a little bit more of a better... I guess people... like I said, I've only really seen him in animation type films. But I haven't really seen him in... I haven't read his character really in the comics except Old Man Logan, and he seemed like really cool in Old Man Logan. He seemed like a Walking Dead character, honestly, in Old Man Logan. But yeah, Jeremy Renner. I mean, whatever he does, he's always going to get work. He is a very talented actor. Hopefully he gets the recognition that is due. Like I said, the movies I recommend you watch him in is definitely The Hurt Locker. It's definitely The Town. It's definitely American Hustle. I think that was my favorite personally, that was my favorite Jeremy Renner film, was American Hustle. You also have SWAT, if you want to take a look at that, and Hansel and Gretel. And 28 Weeks Later, man, I got to get on that. I really want to watch that. And then he was in Lords of Dogtown. It was an uncredited thing. And the Bourne Legacy, I'll get on Bourne Legacy as well. And watch Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. It actually, I not necessarily like the Mission Impossible movies, but Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol was a damn good movie. It was like when I saw Casino Royale. I'm not a big James Bond fan, but Casino Royale was the shit, man. I really have Ghost Protocol and Casino Royale up there as like the surprises of these type franchises that really hit me. I was like, damn, these things are good. That made me excited for the next movie. So Jeremy Renner, man, he's a good actor. I don't know about musician. I haven't heard his music, but he definitely does do need more respect than what he's been getting in the Avengers wise. But I think he is a great supporting actor. I think he's a great leading man in The Hurt Locker. I think he's a great actor, period. He's definitely going to get work. There's no problem in that. And I just recommend those films. American Hustle. American Hustle is what that really just pops in my head every time I think Jeremy Renner, because he was so humble in that film. He was definitely a character to everybody liked, and then I end up liking because he's just such a nice guy. He has all the family and stuff. He loves his wife. He has kids. He adopted kids. Just watch the movie. You guys see the film. Thank you guys for listening. That is my spotlight on Jeremy Renner, aka Hawkeye. I think, hopefully Age of Ultron really picks up his character and really has him, doing a little bit more and having a little bit more of a badass streak going on. And we'll see him in Civil War. I don't know if it might be a flashback. Who knows? Because, there's a lot of people have predicted that he would die in Age of Ultron, but if he's going to be in Civil War, that's probably not the case. So, thank you guys for listening. Subscribe, let me know your thoughts on Jeremy Renner if you think he is a great actor. If you think he is a leading man actor, I think he is a great supporting actor, and I think that's his strong suit. But we'll see. Thank you guys for listening, and until next time, Scarlett Johansson is on the way.